and with anybody that gets in the health field, by the way, you don't learn everything overnight, and you have the greatest thing you could ever do is just admit you'll never know it all, and then you're going to learn something all the time. And the reality is, it's only in the last 4 or 5 years that I truly got an insight into what's actually determines your health and what actually makes a difference on everything. Because, you know, the whole nutrition world is all built up, and they talk about nutrition like it's drugs, right? This one's for that, this one's for that, and this does, you know, it's all these different things, and you think you got to buy 25 different things. The reality is that all health is based on homeostasis. Your body has a certain rhythm that it has to be in all the time to make it healthy. Every nutritional product you take fills a gap in that, but not very many of them actually establish your body's rhythm. And the whole thing about the Nikken home is that it's based on a few things. And this is what makes Nikken really unique in my mind, and it took me a long time to figure it out. But if you notice, and you'll notice after this call, because you're going to start looking around at things, nobody actually tries to establish the body's natural rhythm. They're all selling things that are for one particular thing or the other. But Nikken, because it's based on magnetic energy, right? Energy fields that you get through the water, you get it through the sleep system, you get it through your shoes. It's just really reconnecting you to the Earth's energy. And it's based on, it's got a light product, right? Natural wavelengths of light. All these different things. In fact, the light and the magnetics and sleep are the three main things that your body has to have to establish homeostasis. It's natural rhythm. And if it doesn't have it, it's like trying to establish your health by missing 20% of what you actually need. You'll never have that 20% through nutrition. You'll never get it through drinking. You'll never get it through anything, because man evolved living, walking, sleeping, everything on the planet Earth, and every cell in his body evolved for millions of years in relationship to the magnetic energy of the Earth. And if it's not there, if you're not somehow connected to it, it's like a cell phone that's half juiced. It's just, it needs to be replugged every night. Well, when you lay down on the mattresses, when you're having the insoles in your shoes, when you're having exposure to that all the time, every cell in your body works differently. It's like the one thing that creates this special energy called zeta potential. I don't know if you've heard that before. There's something called zeta potential, which means that when your cells are at the proper voltage, they repel each other. They move away from each other.
I've not heard that. That's cool.
It's called zeta potential. I think it's ZITA. And when you don't have it, they all clump up. Well, what is a major part of every bit of heart disease? Doesn't matter what they want to label it. High blood pressure. You know, now it's a big thing to say your blood is lost its viscosity, right? And they talk about all these things. What they're actually talking about is your cells are clumping together, and they have more of a tendency to clot, right, and to have a problem. Well, that zeta potential is based on a lot of things, hydration, nutrition, but it's based on magnetic energy. It's based on having the right voltage so that they all repel. You could take, there's research that shows that if you take a blood sample and look at it under a live scope, and then you take somebody out and stand them on the ground for 30 minutes, take another blood sample, it looks completely different. What has happened? All the cells move away from each other, and they're all flowing around like they're supposed to, because they connected to magnetic energy. They recharge. So the Nikken home, it's the only thing, it's the only, if you look out in the health world, it's the only idea that now you're fully in an environment where you're either got it in your shoes, so it's in your home, you're sleeping in it, right? Which is the best way to kind of get full benefit, because it allows your body to relax enough to shut off the stress response, right? Which is a huge thing. And then it's connected in your water, because, you know, thousands of years ago, for millions of years, all your water was magnetically charged. This is the big thing with a waterfall that nobody ever talks about. It's great that the water is a high pH, and it's great that it has mineral in it, but it's the magnetic energy that is attached to it that changes the zeta potential of the molecules of the water so they don't clump together. So that when it goes into your body, it actually is easier to go into all your cells. And the same thing is happening when you're sleeping on a bed, you're putting your feet in the soles. All these things are happening, and that is what's needed for that little, I don't know the exact number, 10 to 20% of your health that allows it to easily go into homeostasis. And so the whole Nikken home idea is just, there's nothing else like it. You're basically in a cocoon of energy. And then not only that, you're exposed to it so much all the time that you don't forget about it. You go out in the world and you notice when you're not connected, or you notice when you drink terrible water, or you notice when the air is really bad, because you become aware that it's different at home.